Welcome to a presentation called The Miracle of Life, a journey through the embryonic development. Conception is also known as fertilization. It is when a sperm nucleus enters the egg nucleus in the fallopian tube. It results in a cell called a zygote. The sex is determined at the moment of conception. Twins develop in 1 in every 43 pregnancies, and triplets occur in 1 in every 1,341 pregnancies. The zygote has its own DNA. Half is from its mother and half of the DNA is from its father. What could be more miraculous than this? The zygote will spend the next few days traveling further down the fallopian tube and forms a ball of cells. The zygote forms an inner group of cells with an outer shell called a blastocyte. The outer shell will form the placenta. This is the end of week 1. Now the blastocyte implants in the lining of the uterus. It's now referred to as an embryo. The lining of the uterus has grown strong to support the baby. You're going to be a mother. The estimated date of delivery is calculated by taking the first day of your last menstrual period, subtracting 3 months, and adding 7 days. This is assuming you have a 28-day cycle. The developing baby is most susceptible to harm in the first trimester of pregnancy. This is the end of week 2. Primary germ layers begin to develop. They form the ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. In the ectoderm, groundwork is laid for the epidermis, hair, nail follicles, sweat glands, nervous system, pituitary gland, adrenal medulla, lens, cornea, internal ear, mucosa of oral and nasal cavities, and salivary glands. In the mesoderm, groundwork is laid for dermis, bone, cartilage, skeletal muscles, cardiac muscles, most smooth muscles, kidneys, adrenal cortex, bone marrow and blood, lymphatic tissue, and lining of blood vessels. In the endoderm, groundwork is laid for mucosa of esophagus, stomach, and intestines, epithelium of respiratory tract, including the lungs, liver and mucosa of gallbladder, and thyroid gland and the pancreas. We are now to the end of week 3. The baby has a heart. And by week 4, the heart is already beating and circulating blood. All 4 chambers of the heart are developed. The GI tract, brain, and spinal cord are already beginning to develop. By week 6, arm and leg buds become visible. Eye and ear structures begin to form. Mom is starting to experience nausea, also known as morning sickness. Doctors can see the baby on a sonogram now. Sex differentiation begins during the 7th week of pregnancy. By week 8, the baby looks like a human and has all organ systems formed. The baby is 3 centimeters long. The adrenal cortex is formed during the 6th week, but begins producing hormones by the 8th and 9th week. The placenta is fully functional now. The baby is no longer called an embryo, it is a fetus. Facial features begin to develop, eyelids are developed, and the intestines rotate. We are now at week 12 in pregnancy. What is the baby going to be? Are you sure that you want to find out? Now is the gender reveal. The fetus weighs 45 grams and is 8 centimeters long. The face is formed, red blood cells are being produced, the palate is fused, tooth buds appear, and the baby can even make a fist. We are now to the end of the first trimester. In week 16, the fetus weighs 200 grams and is 14 centimeters long. Lanugo is present on the head, meconium is formed in the intestines, teeth form, the mouth begins to make sucking motions, and the skin is transparent. The mother can now feel the baby moving inside of her stomach. By week 20, the fetus is 450 grams and is 19 centimeters long. Lanugo is covering the entire body. Vernix caseosa covers the entire body. Nails are formed and brown fat begins to develop. The baby can hear his mother's voice now. The eyebrows and eyelashes begin to appear. By week 24, the fetus is 820 grams and 23 centimeters long. Eyes are developed, alveoli form in the lungs, fingerprints and footprints appear, and respiratory movement begins. At 25 weeks, the skin is still red, wrinkled, and covered with Vernix caseosa. By week 28, the fetus is now 1,300 grams and 27 centimeters long. Eyelids are open, adipose tissue begins to develop rapidly, gas exchange is taking place in the lungs, and the nervous system actually has control over some body functions. We are now to the end of the second trimester. During week 32, the fetus is 2,100 grams and 30 centimeters long. Bones are completely developed, the lungs are maturing, and the amount of adipose tissue is increasing. By week 36, the fetus is 2,900 grams and 34 centimeters long. Lanugo begins to disappear, labia majora and minora are prominent, testes appear in the upper portion of the scrotum, and the baby stores iron, potassium, and calcium. By week 38, the baby is full term and all organs and systems are fully functioning. When will the baby make the appearance? Will it be today? Maybe today? Are you feeling a little anxious yet? Welcome this baby to the world.